Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon. It is a month-long readathon where it starts on the 1st of December and ends on the 31st. I participated last year and I'm participating again, and this year my team is Team Nutcracker. Now I feel like this readathon is definitely more complicated than the one that I just finished. I did just do Trick or Treat-a-thon. This one is a little bit more complicated, but I think that makes it all the more interesting. For the first round, we do have each prompt named after all the different reindeer. And the first one is Dasher, read a short story or collection or novella, which is worth 10 points. Oh, speaking of the point system, because we are on teams, we're earning points for our teams. So here's hoping I do Nutcracker Proud. For this prompt, I have Oddball, a Sarah Scribbles collection. This is the newest of her collections that just came out. I've loved her other ones. I believe there are 3 more before this. 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. And this one just came out. I actually came across this accidentally. I work in a library and I work in the circulation department, and a bunch of new books came in, and my coworker was processing them, and I saw it as she was processing it, and I gasped. Like, if you're not taking it, can I take it? And of course she wasn't even paying attention. When she realized what it was, it's like, well, let me have it once you're done with it. So she was a good sport and let me have it first, but we gotta get through this so I can give it to my coworker. I'm really excited about this. The second prompt is Dancer, a book by a favorite author, and rereads count for this one. And this one's worth 15 points. And of course we had to pick the one that I always read every year. So my favorite author is J.R. Tolkien, and every year I read the Father Christmas letters, and this is just a collection of letters that Tolkien wrote to his kids as Santa Claus, or Father Christmas rather. And he always went into such detail when he wrote his kids' letters. It's adorable, it's so sweet, and it brings me a lot of joy when I read it every year. Like, that's the one from 1925, 1927. And he always included little portraits as well of Santa Claus's adventures. And he always went as far as changing his handwriting too. I love this. As you can see, it has seen a lot of love at this point. I used to actually carry it with me when I did readathons. And I use this as a prompt. I cannot do that anymore. It is falling apart. It makes me sad, and I think eventually I'm gonna have to give up on this dust jacket. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good naked. Good shot of it naked. But I love the dust jacket, and I don't want to quite lose it. So I think when I do read this, I'm gonna have to read it without the dust jacket just to save it as much as I can. But this is the one I will be reading for, I was going to say Dasher, but no, it's Dancer. It's Dancer. I'm just gonna mess with the camera just for a second. Put me a little bit in better frame. Haha, did I change it? Did I really? Well, let's just continue. The third prompt is Prancer, a book with a travel element in it, like a vacation or a quest. And for that I chose Blame It on the Mistletoe by Beth Garrett, if I'm pronouncing that right. I have it as an ebook, which the importance of that will make sense in a second. Reading the description of it, it just sounds like a YA contemporary retelling of The Holiday. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie or seen this movie, but it's basically Cameron Diaz's character and Kate Winslet's character. They switch homes over the Christmas season, and they get to like live the other person's lives like as a vacation sort of thing. And Cameron Diaz lived in California, and Kate Winslet lived in the UK. And so that's the travel element. And the main character here, I think her name is Elle. Yeah, Elle is a social media star and will be switching places with a British fan. The synopsis doesn't say that she's based out in California. I'm assuming that if they're distinctly referencing The Holiday. So we'll see. We'll see if this actually counts. The next prompt is Vixen. Oh, excuse me, before I get too ahead of myself. Prancer is worth 20 points. Vixen is also worth 20 points. It's a book that recently caught your eye, and I found this actually through a TikTok. I was just scrolling through my For You page, and The Matzo Ball by Jean Melter showed up on my For You page. I don't know anything about it. I literally saw the cover and went, ooh, I like that cover. And I like that it's not your typical Christmas holiday read. There's another one that I saw that I absolutely would love to get my hands on. It's a Holly Jolly Diwali, and I don't know if I'm going to get that in time. I've requested it, but I don't know if I'm going to get that in time. The next prompt is Comet, which is worth 15 points, 5-star prediction. And for that, I have Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe for this prompt. It's the first volume. Hold on, I'm trying to get this so it's not glaring so bad. This is volume 1, and there's a second one that I'm on the wait list for. But this, I know this is a webcomic that has been showing up on like various feeds throughout the years, and I've never actually read any of it, but it looks super interesting. It looks like a Hades and Persephone sort of retelling, and I just know that everybody's been talking about this, and I very much would like to read it. The art style looks amazing. I'm very excited. I don't know how much I can say that, but I'm very excited for it. The next prompt is Cupid, which is worth 25 points. Take a shot at reading a new author. And for that, I chose something I normally wouldn't choose. Again, this was on the brand new cart of stuff that's being processed. And I wanted to read a couple of Christmassy reads. And I have my name on the list for a lot of them. But I don't know if I'm going to get any of them. My library has a really bad backlog of stuff that's traveling rather. And delivery it may not happen. At least not on time. So I wanted to grab some Christmassy reads, and I happened to see this, so we're giving this person a shot. And that is One Christmas Wish by Brenda Jackson. Don't know anything about this other than it's Christmassy, and when I literally opened it to put my due date slip in it, I glanced enough to see that a spicy scene was happening. I'm like, so it's a Christmassy romance. Okay. I'm game for that. And this one's a toss-up. For this next one, I didn't know which one I really wanted to read, and so we're just going to let my mood readeriness like make the ultimate choice later on. But right now for Donner, which is worth 20 points, a book with a green or red as the primary color of the cover, I've chosen, where is it? I've chosen Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. This was pretty popular when it first got published, and again, I grabbed it because I wanted to try to read some Christmassy stuff that I wasn't sure was coming. So we're gonna give this one a try. Oh, the glare. You can see it a little bit better. And my other choice is an ebook. I don't have it in hand, but thankfully it's on Hoopla. It's Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist by Cody Hall. I feel weird, again, saying, I don't know anything about it, but I don't know anything about it. That's how I like to dive into books. I know it's a YA holiday contemporary romance, at least I'm pretty sure it is. I just know that I've been Googling brand new holiday reads, and this keeps showing up on that list. Not the list, but through Google, if you know what I mean. The next prompt is Blitzen, which is worth 30 points. Choose at least 3 books and have one chosen randomly. And for this one, I wanted to pick a 500-page plus graphic novel because, again, it's something to do with the extra bonuses at the end. And you get an extra bonus if you complete everything in one's 500 pages. And I feel like the only way I'm reading 500 pages this month, in addition to everything else, if it's a graphic novel. So I put in requests for Fables, the compendium version, but if I don't get it, my library actually owns the first 5 volumes, so at least I can read 500 pages of that. I put in a request for Essex County by Jeffrey Lemire. I know that is also a 500 plus graphic novel. It's not a series, it's just your typical graphic novel. For the third choice, I have Lighter Than My Shadow by Katie Green. This was the only one I was able to find in person that fit the 500 plus page mark. Everything else was so close, but not quite. It was like 350, 400, 450. It was a mess. But those are my 3 choices, and what I'm going to do, I was able to find an online dice thing, and we're just going to use that. Let me see if I can screen record it. That'd be helpful so you guys know I'm not cheating. Yep, it's screen recording. And so what I'm going to do, if it's an odd number, I'm going to be reading Fables. If it's an even number, I'm going to be reading Lighter Than My Shadow. And if it's a prime number, I'm I'm going to be reading Essex County by Jeffrey Lemire. All right, where is it? Okay, a lot of ads on this stinking thing, but we're gonna roll the dice. It's 15. I wanted to read Lighter Than My Shadow because I already had it. If my disappointment wasn't evident enough. Is 15 a prime number? Because if that's so, I'm screwed. All right, don't judge me. I'm going to be searching for, is 15 a prime number? Oh no, is it? Oh, thank God. It's not. It's not. Okay. We're going to end the screen record then. All right, so I'll be reading Fables. That's disappointing. I should have chosen this as the odd number, but oh well, it works. I'm still going to keep it just in case I can't find enough to read for Fables. From what I understand, Fables is kind of like a film noir retelling of all the different fairy tales, so I know I'll enjoy it. It's just getting a hold of it was going to be tricky. So, but we've got our choice, or I'm going to be reading Fables. All right, I bet it would be worth the 30 stinking points. The last prompt is Rudolph, which is worth 15 points. Read a standalone. And for that, I chose A Castle in the Clouds by Kirsten Gier. I really wanted to read something that was New Year's Eve themed, and I was able to find this. Our main character is working in a hotel the night of New Year's Eve, and I think that's going to be fun, especially at the very end of all this, and New Year's Eve is approaching. I'm going to want to read something like that. So those are the main prompts, and there's the extra ones, like I did kind of like hint at. I can't get any of these points until I read everything else. One is Christmas Star, which is worth 25 points, a book that's over 500 pages, which is why I really wanted to get a 500-page book. The second one is Christmas Lights, which is worth 15 points. Read an ebook. The third prompt is Christmas Carols, which is worth 15 points, an audiobook. And I believe Matzo Ball is the one I have as an audiobook. I don't think I mentioned that before, but the Matzo Ball is an audiobook, so I'll get my points there. And 4 is Slaying It, which is worth 50 points, which I can only get if I complete these extra ones on top of everything else. Is Redo a prompt of my choice with a different book. I do have something I want to read on top of everything else, but I haven't quite decided how that's going to fit into everything if I actually do get that far. I don't think I'm getting this far. The other rules are I can't double up with any of these prompts, so I do have to read a different book for every prompt. Anything I started in November can't count, which is disappointing because I'm actually in the middle of 2 things that I started last month, and so I'm going to have to finish those first. It's 10 Truths and a Lie? No. 10 Dares and a Truth, I think. I'm totally spacing on the book. But it's Ashley Elston. I want to have the thing in this corner here. And the other one is The Ones We're Meant to Find. So those books I do need to finish before I can start anything else. I'm Team Nutcracker. I've already said that before. We're all in different teams and I'm Team Nutcracker. The other teams are Mistletoe, Snowflake, Stocking, and Candy Cane. But we're rooting for Nutcracker in this round. And again, this is a month-long readathon, so I have plenty of time to try to get as many points as I can. So as you can see, this is a really ambitious TBR for the month of December, especially since I haven't been reading a whole lot this year. But we're going to use this readathon as an opportunity to catch up on my reading goal for 2021. Because I've been in a really bad reading slump in the summer, I'm a little behind. So we're going to use this to try to catch up. So that's it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments if you're participating, and if you are, what team you are. And if you're not, well, tell me something that you're excited about for the holiday season. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye, guys.